Hello and welcome to this episode of Beyond Parenting with Sujaya. So I do get such questions like we don't like certain people or we don't like some. It could be some people who are in our own house, in our some of them are our own family members, or maybe somebody outside. So how do we actually deal with them? That was the question. So when you just ponder into it, when I just pondered over it, there are various scenarios. Liking a person or not liking a person, there are various scenarios. Yes, there will be people who you like, there will be people who you may not like. There might also be people who maybe you were not liking them for during some time in the past, and now maybe you are okay with them, you like them. And again, there might be some other kind of people, some other set of people who you were liking at some time in the past, and later on maybe you started to dislike that person. So what is this whole thing about liking a person or not liking a person, and why are we even connected to that person? What is the purpose of that relation with that person, and what can we do to get past this transaction business of liking and not liking, and do what is supposed to be done in that relation? Let's go into all of that in this episode. So yeah, coming back to people who we do not like, let's just break it down. Okay, let's just break it down. So maybe yes, there are many people around you, and every person has many personality traits. Some traits, yes, maybe tens or hundreds of traits each person might be carrying, and they're not always static, obviously, right? They're not always constant. They keep changing as well. So yes, the point is this. So you may not be liking all the hundreds of personality traits in all the tens or hundreds of people who you are surrounded with. Yes, you may not be liking all the personality traits. So when you are actually saying that I do not like this person, it actually means that there is a certain personality trait inside that person, the trait which you do not like, or maybe that trait is not pleasing to you, or maybe the trait which you do not approve of, right? Now, it cannot happen that any human being, for that matter, it cannot happen that you should be liking all the personality traits, all the traits of all the persons around you. And in a similar way, it will also not happen that the other person in your house um, can like all the traits of all the people around him or her. Yes, and you are one among them. Right? So the point is this: it is not that we like this person, it is not that we do not like this person, but it actually means that yes, there are some traits, there are some maybe characteristics, there are some actions, there are some things, some intentions, right? Whatever it is, let's just keep it as traits. There are some traits which are not pleasing to me, or which I do not approve of, or which I do not resonate with. That's completely fine, and it's a great step um, to actually know what are some things that you resonate with, and not getting attached to everything and anything that you are actually seeing around you, right? So when you do not like a person, just think of that person and just come. I mean, just get it down to a set of traits. It is just that a set. There are a set of traits in that person which you do not resonate with. That's all. It's nothing about liking or disliking or hating or approving or pleasing or not pleasing that you do not resonate with. Now, so when you do not resonate with certain things that people are doing around you, but still you are in a relation with that person, so how can you actually go about it, right? How can you actually go about it? There are various factors, again, there are various parameters. So for yes, there are various parameters. So for anything to happen, so maybe you are in a relationship, again, you say maybe you have your spouse and you have your family now. So for your spouse to actually happen, and for you to marry your spouse, for you to, for you for having married your spouse, the relationship of your spouse's parents was necessary, right? So the existence, your in-laws need to be existing for your spouse to exist, and for your marriage to happen, and for your family to be existing at this point of time, your children, your beautiful children, your beautiful family. Now, when you're complaining that I don't like this mother-in-law, I don't like this father-in-law, I don't like that person, I don't like this person, but there was a reason why that person exists in your life, right? So for anything to happen, for that matter, it is not just it is just, I mean, things does not happen just because you do it, or things do not happen just because the other person does it. Many factors need to fall in place for anything to manifest at that point of time. So for you to marry your spouse, I mean, it's not that you are marrying now, but for you to be having this particular person as a spouse, there were many other factors, many other parameters that came into place. Your in-laws, your father-in-law, your mother-in-law, and their parents, their the original families were existing, right? Many parameters fell in place, came in the right place for your spouse to actually exist and for you to be in this relationship with your spouse. And eventually for you both to have this beautiful family, beautiful children together, right? So, again, coming back to the roots, spiritually speaking, we're all spiritual souls on a human journey, right? So we are all spiritual souls. So right at the moment of birth, I mean birth not of the physical baby, but birth right when the baby is actually conceived. Um, at that point of time, the soul chooses the time of birth, the soul chooses the place of birth, and the soul chooses every relation that the soul makes, that person makes in this lifetime. So you as a physical being may not be approving, or again may not be resonating with with the personality traits in this person, but your soul, your spirit knows why it has chosen this person in this relation in this lifetime. Got it? Your spiritual being very well knows why you have chosen that person in this lifetime. It's just that your it is just that your physical being, or the mind here, the monkey mind here that you have, is kind of telling you that, oh my god, this is bad, and you remember that day that person did this to you, so you should be doing this way today, or you should be acting in this way now going forward. Or you remember how much hurt you got from that person. Don't you remember all of that? How can you ever forgive? How can you ever forget that person, what that person has done to you? Yes, that is your physical being which is pulling you towards blaming, towards judging, towards simply something that's actually draining your energy. Right? So while your spiritual being knows why it is that, again, why is it that you have chosen that relation, and why are you here actually placed in this location, in this place, in this time, why did you have that conversation, why did it happen that that person was hurt, or why did it happen that you were hurt, everything is clearly known by your spiritual self. It is just that your physical being does not know. So now coming to this term, have you heard of this term Runanubandha? So that, let me just put it in simple terms. So Runanubandha simply means that in every anubandha that you have, in every relation that you have, again, your spiritual self has chosen that relation, right? There is a runa that you got to, uh, there is a runa that you got to do towards that relation, towards that person in that relation. Yes, it simply means just let's just use this term service. Yes, in every relation, there is something that you got to do. There is something else there is something that the other person got to do. Now, when I say you got to do, when I say you have to serve, when I say you don't have to receive, it is not just, again, it's not just you doing and you expecting that the other person is not doing, but it is simply that you have chosen this relation for just this duty of doing something for that person. That's all, nothing beyond it, right? So coming back to the term Runanubandha, so Runanubandha is the karma that you have in every relation that you have chosen in this lifetime. So the first step to actually realize that yes, I have chosen this person in my life. So what is it that I got to do? Should be your should be your actually should be your way forward. That's all, right? You cannot again now the more and more you are saying no, I don't want this person. I don't want to do this. I don't like that person. You will keep coming back to that person. Yes, you got to go through that life and birth cycles to keep coming back to that person because you are still carrying that runa with that person in that relation, in that specific relation, right? So the point is this: there is runa in every relation that you have chosen in your lifetime. The sooner you realize this fact, and the faster you accept this person in your life, things will start to become clear to you. Okay, the first step is acceptance. Okay, yes, I accept that I have chosen this person in my life in this particular relation. Now, the next is what is my duty? What is it that I got to do in this relation? And let me do it without any expectations. You need not worry whether that person is doing to you or not. That's not your runa. Simply speaking, that's not your runa. So what is it? What is my duty? That's all there is for you to focus on, right? Now this may not be simple again. So when you do not like, when you have that impression that oh my god, I just don't like this person, I just can't stand by the side of this person, I just can't, I just walk away from wherever this person is, whatever it is, it seems difficult, it seems challenging for you to even accept that oh my god, this is a relation that I have chosen for myself in my lifetime. Do you think so? Do you have such questions? So I'll tell you one wonderful thing. The first step to actually accept that you accept this person, that you have chosen that person in this relation, in this lifetime, the first step is to deliberately feel gratitude for that person. That's all. Every day you got to wake up. All the persons who you feel that they have hurted you, you are still carrying their hurts. You just don't want to. Maybe you just don't want to be with them, or you're just carrying some burden, right? You're just carrying some burden. Every morning, as soon as you wake up, just write down, I appreciate statements for that person. Thank you statements for that person. The more and more and more you are doing it, you are becoming closer to your spiritual being and just assuring yourself that yes, I have chosen this relation. Yes, I have chosen this person in this relation in this lifetime. And universe will start to actually you will start to open up to receive answers from the universe regarding what is the next step for you to do in this relation. What is your duty? What is your runa? What is your karma? And the way forward for you on how you got to be in that relation. Yes, so that's all I had for this episode. So make sure you do this, you just do this ritual for the next 7 days, and you will see immense results in your own self. And just check out the description box below. It has links for various things, for various giveaways and the other courses that I have. And meet you in the next episode. Cheers, bye bye.